Google Documents. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking a little bit about Google Docs. The down and dirty of Google Docs are essentially exactly the same thing as Microsoft Word. Well, not exactly. There's a few features that Google Docs does not have that Word has, but there are some features that Google Docs have that Word doesn't. That actually I think works better within our school environment. First thing is, every one of our students has access to Google Docs because of Google Classroom. When they actually go into their Google document, they're actually able to type in there and it automatically saves it to their Google Drive. So they don't have to save it on the desktop, they don't have to bring the thumb drive, they don't have to print it to the computer just to keep what they have. It automatically saves it. And if you notice right here, you're starting to see that they come in, you get Pam and Tom, and some of the different folks are able to come in and actually collaborate on the same document. So we can have multiple students working on one document with Google Docs. So how do we get to Google Docs? How do we get our kids there? There's a couple ways that we can do that. So in Google, one of the first things that we can do is we are actually able to click right here on this item right there. If we were to click on that, it actually pulls up the different apps within there, and you'll see right here Google Docs. If it's not there, you'll click on more, and it'll be part of these. These are all the different apps available, so we could click on Google Docs. We could go to Google and type in Google Doc, and if so, they'll bring us to that screen that we just saw previously. And we would click right here to go to Google Docs, or they will type in to the address bar, which would be docs.google.com. That will then bring us to our Google Drive, our Google Docs, that we can go ahead and begin clicking on them. So we're at the Google Docs screen. There's a few ways that we can make or create or begin our Google Docs. We can either create a new or import some documents into it, so you can easily bring your Word document directly into Google Docs. Or if you wanted to create one way is to click right here, the blank. These are all templates that you can go through, so essay, reports, different types of things like that. You can even click on the general template gallery, and these are all the different types of templates that they have. We can actually even upload templates for our students if we wanted to. Or if we don't click there, when we're looking through, these are all the different Google documents that I have. They can click on this little red circle right there to create a new Google Doc. When I click on it, it'll pop this screen up, and then I'll actually choose the document that I want. All right, and then it has opened Google Docs for me. All right. Another option, if we were here, we can actually go to File, Open With, and we could import any of my different items that I needed to. So let's say I needed to load or import a document. I could upload a file, and I would either select it from my computer file. So I'd select my computer file. It's going to think for a second, pull up my different documents. I'm then going to go and find just a Word document, Professional Learning Activity Rubric. I'll open that. It then uploads this to my Google Drive. And there it is. There is the rubric already imported in there. So that's one way that we could import it. Another way that we can create that is I'm just going to go with what a blank Word document is. Okay? So I'm going to go into my Google Documents and we'll talk a little bit. So we talked about how to create them and how to import them. Now we're going to talk a little bit about editing and formatting. So some of the things that you're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to add and edit text. You're going to be able to add color and styles. You're going to be able to add pictures, links, tables, and more. Or you'll be able to create pages and columns. All right, one of the first things when you've got your Google document opened, you can go right up here and I can change the title of this Google document. So this is my Google test document. All right, so that changes the name. So instead of going File, Save As we normally do with Word, you just type it right here to be able to go ahead and change the name. All right, So I can also type in my text directly onto the page. So these are the words I'm typing. And you can see how frequently I misspell things. Oh, I forget. So I can easily add stuff in there like that. All right, so I can just go ahead and begin typing to add words directly in there. Another thing that I am able to do, I'm able to change my colors and styles. So I can go up to File, and then on File, I go to Page Setup, Page Setup, and then on here I can pick my margins. I can pick my page color if I want a nice beautiful page, and then booyah, my page color is right there. Some of the things that you can do, just so you know, this is your print button, so it automatically prints. My undo, my redo, go back to undo. This is if I want a paint format, if I want to go in and use the different coloring options. This is how large I want my screen to be, if I want 200%, or if I prefer 100%, or if I prefer it fit to my screen size. That's what I can do. I'm able to change my text type. So if this is just normal text, if it's a title, if it's a subheading, whatever the case may be, I'm able to change my fonts. And I've got a huge selection of fonts. I'm a big fan of permanent marker, so I collect it. I'm going to go ahead and change that to permanent marker. My text size is right here. I'm able then to do all the normal things with bold, italics, underline, the color of the text if I want my text to be a different color. I'm able to insert a link if I need to. To insert a link, I can either, I can copy the link right here, so I'm going to put docs.google.com. Now what it's going to do is it's automatically going to search for this right here. Now I can title this, click here to go to Google Docs. And when I apply that, they'll actually click on this link and it'll move directly to Google Docs. So that's one thing that they could easily do. You can choose your different types of alignment. If I want center, right aligned, left aligned. I've also got my line spacing. So I got 1.5, single, double spaced, my numbers, my bullets, my decrease indents, and my clear the formatting if I do special type of formattings. All right. Now let's say at this point, so I've introduced you. Oh, let me click back on here. That's very good. We've gone through the entire line here of talking what to do. The next thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is the ability to insert objects into Google Documents. So what you'll do here is you click on Insert, and you have your images if you wanted to insert an image. You can either upload an image, take a snapshot, go by URL, or even your own photo album. So if I wanted this photo, because that's already saved in my Google Drive, I'm just going to go ahead and add that, and it inserts it right in. Another option is a link. I can insert a link similar to what I did there. So I can type the text. It's the exact same thing I had done as when I clicked here on Insert a Link. So I can insert links. I can insert an equation if I wanted to work with math. And I even have the new equations and the different options here. The Greek letters, the miscellaneous operation signals, all of these options. So if you're writing up documents for math, this is a fantastic way to actually type in the different items that you needed for that. I can go ahead, I can do some drawings if I needed to, where I'm actually able to use my drawings here and save and close that, and then it inserts that directly on there. So I'm able to draw on the screen if I needed to. That would be a fantastic way to insert some drawings, especially if you're going to use that with your active board. That'd be a fantastic way to do that. I can do charts, bar, column, line, pie. I'm able to insert tables just the same way I would in Word, depending on how many tables I want on there. A fantastic thing is comment. Because of your ability to share, you can actually have students working on one document and they're able to make comments for each other. Oh, I need to spell this right. Please help me out with the opening of this paragraph. So students can leave comments for each other, and they stay out here. And there's a couple different options. They can edit it, they can link this comment, they can do all sorts of stuff with it. Or when your student has shared their document with you, you're able to go in and make comments specifically on different areas. So you can see that this right here is linked to this comment. Another option you have for you when you're inserting stuff is, you can do your footnotes, your special characters. You can add your page numbers, 1, 2, 3, and you've got various options on how you do that. Add page breaks, contents, all of these different, a table of contents, all these different areas that you really, if you wanted to add stuff in there. Format is exactly what we're talking about. Bold is similar to what we saw here. Bold, italic, underline, strike through, subscript, your font sizes. Now what's interesting here is you're able to select all of it and increase or decrease it. Your paragraph indentation, your alignment, your spacing, or often if you wanted to do columns, this is your option for comment columns. Or if you need to get rid of all formatting because you goofed around with it a little bit, one click of the button removes all formatting. Alright, one of the most interesting things is that you're able to share this information with a team of people. So you've got a few options when you go over to share. So share is right here. Like if I go up there and highlight on it, currently this document is private for me only. So there's a couple options when I go into share as to what I can do. So I actually will share the email address with the people that want to work with this. I will then, when I share that with them, so I'm going to share this with dusty.strickland@gmail.com. All right, and then I have the options of how I share it. Dusty can edit it, Dusty can make comments, or Dusty can view. If you only allow them to view, that means they can only see your document. They cannot make any modifications to it. If they can comment, they are able to actually comment on it. They can add comments. They can suggest edits with that. If they are allowed to edit, they are allowed to do everything. They are able to share or unshare, edit content, suggest edits, and add comments. If you are having students collaborate, you can actually click on edit and so all the students can collaborate. If you want your students only to comment on each other's, perhaps your students have wrote an essay, they're able to share their essay with their partner. Their partner, rather than actually going in there and changing it, can actually edit what is going on and make suggestions. If you click on can comment, they can only make comments. If they share can view, then they're only able to view what is happening. Now I happen to trust myself, so I'm going to allow him to edit that, and I click send, and you are now sharing this with who is non-G Suite. Yes, so it actually gives you a prompt if they are sharing outside of Google Classroom. So, and it goes, yes, you can do that. All right. So this has been shared with myself. So if I go up here, it'll say shared with more than one person. And there's also a link if you want to share via a link. So those are a couple ways in which you're able to make comments and go on and do stuff like that. So you can share where they can edit. You can share where they are able to make comments, or you can share it where they can only view. Those are the few options where you're actually able to share. So when they're in there making edits, they're able to do a few things. They can do a suggestion mode, which kind of appears on there, telling them exactly what they would like to do. And then there's even the option, although I wouldn't probably highlight this directly with your students, that they could chat back and forth. So this may be helpful if you've got a group of students all at one computer. They can actually be working on the document simultaneously and then chatting back and forth via the program. So if they weren't in the same room, that is an option for them as well. Oh, I am so very sorry, guys. Okay, guys, another thing I wanted to mention when it comes to sharing. So as the teacher, if you assign this as a group project, you're going to want to know what your various students did. One easy way to do that within Google Docs is that you're actually able to see the different revisions that students have done. Normally when students are working on a group project, as you're walking around the classroom, you're able to kind of see who did what. But often we have that one student who puts in more hours or more time on a project than another one. Through Google Documents, you're actually able to see what every student did, even if things have been erased or deleted. So what you'll do is you'll go up to File, you'll click on File, you'll go See Revision History. When you see that, you'll actually see the revisions that I made throughout the paper. So it began at 10:24, there was nothing. At 10:31, I had typed in all of this. If there were multiple people working, you'd see more names down here with each one a timestamp, and you're able to kind of see what was done. So if this was Bill, you could see Bill started out the paper. Dusty came in and changed what Bill had already put there. So you're actually able to go with that, and if they wanted to, they can restore the previous revision. So revisions is a great way to see exactly who is collaborating on the project and how and exactly what they've done to the project. All right. The last thing I kind of want to talk about a little bit is about how you're able to print and download your documents. So you're going to be able to print your documents. You can actually download them as various formats. For example, if you wanted to download it as a PDF or some of the different options, you're able to actually make a copy of the document, or you can email it directly as an attachment. So the very first thing to do to print your document, you'll go up to, you can either hit the print button here, or you can go to File, and then go down to Print, and when you click on that, it's going to allow you to print this document. All right, so because I'm using it, it would save it as a PDF. I'd be able to open it from my computer and do it that way. Another option is I can actually go into File. I can download it as a Microsoft document, an open document, a rich text, a PDF, a plain text, a web page, or an EPUB publication. This is often used for folks that use like a Kindle or a digital reader. Often they're on EPUBs. But so you have a lot of different options that you could do if you were going to download as. You also have the option to go to make a copy. Making a copy will actually allow you to make a copy of this document. So let's say you prepared your document for your class. You're actually able to go in there and make multiple copies. You can, when you make a copy, you're able to share it with the same people. So I can make a copy of this, and it'll actually tell me where I want to save it within my Google Drive. So if I don't want to save it in my main Google Drive, perhaps I have other classrooms selected, I'll click on my Google Drive, and then it will think about what is happening. And then I can actually choose from within this the various folders within Google Drive to save this as. That's taken a while, so I won't let that kind of pull itself up. So I can make a copy simply that way. I can also, when I make a copy of it, still share that copy with the other folks in the classroom. So this is a great way that you're able to share or copy the document so that you don't mess up your original example if you're making a template or something along those lines. The other thing that you're able to do, you're actually able to email the attachment. So you can email as an attachment, or you can email the collaborators. Because all of our students have a Google email account, they're actually able to email each other through that. Or if you just want to immediately email this attachment out, perhaps you put together a document and you need to email that out, you can do that simply by going here and clicking email as an attachment. All right. And that's kind of everything that I've set up here. So if you went through that, you just type in the email address, what type of file you like, PDF, Word, however you want to, and you can send it that way. All right, guys, that's basically everything I wanted to walk you through. That's a down and dirty of how to use Google Documents. It's very, very similar to Word. It has some pros in that you can access it from anywhere. It saves to the cloud drive, so you don't have to worry about having your stuff available with you or jump drive with you. You're able to access it. It has many of the same features as Microsoft Word. In fact, Google is continually pushing updates out to make their suite of suits, their documents, their slides, their pages, very similar, if not similar to Microsoft, if not superior in some ways. But these are all the different options. So as a platform for students to write on, this is an excellent option for us to use. So we've talked today about how to create or import stuff, how to edit and format, how to share and collaborate, and how to print and download. So we've done a lot with exactly what you can do with Google Documents, and I hope it's been helpful for you guys. I'll talk to you later.